Ladies and gentlemen, Rod Serling always used to write about the underdog, how people are discriminated against or financially, emotionally, at the job, in relationships. But this episode of the Night Gallery could have been very good, but he took a very interesting concept that's been done before and kind of missed the boat, and the direction by John Meredith Lucas didn't help. What could have been something of empathy and pity and resolution became almost like a bad version of Love American Style. Now this one, called The Different Ones, Season 2, Episode 14, a father played by the very, very talented Dana Andrews, of all people, anguishes over what to do with his facially deformed 17-year-old son. Now, again, directed by Lucas, with Monica Lewis as the official, John Corks as Victor Koch, Dennis Rucker as the man from Boreon, Peggy Weber as the first operator, Mary Gregory as the second operator. Now, in this, the father of the piece is, for many, including David Jewell, what he said in his blog spot, Andrews is too old and too stiff for this part. He's at his wit's end trying to figure out the best plan of action for his son Victor, who suffers from a congenital facial deformity, which has caused him to be an outcast and the target of taunts from neighborhood children. Victor just wants to fit in, but thus far in his life has not been able to. Eye the beholder, of course, but, again, plagiarism for himself. Now, set in an unspecified future, Paul seeks out options from a government official, played by Monica Lewis. State-sanctioned mercy killing is apparently legal, but apart from that, there are a few alternatives. No group homes or institutions, and society does not seem able to handle assimilating someone with such a gruesome appearance. Actually, his appearance is somewhat gruesome, but also somewhat hard to take seriously, as it looks like a dead crab has affixed itself to his upper forehead, Jewell said, with his legs drooping down. Also, the skin around his eyes is heavily blackened, sort of like a raccoon effect. Now, if he was like that for all his life, they're only doing this now to try to get him to fit in, makes no sense. Now, just as Paul is about to trudge out of her office with no alternatives, the official receives a phone call. An interplanetary exchange program has been brought to her attention. Oh, what a coincidence. The planet Boreon is looking to recruit people to boost its population, and they have no restrictions on the appearance of its immigrants. Victor tells his father that any place would be better than his current situation, and he agrees to go. Now, a long sequence of a rocket blasting off from Earth, much longer in syndication. Syndication version of this stretches out unnecessary footage. Now, they was flying through space and decoupling, suggesting this will be a longer segment than it needs to be. Now, when Vic arrives on the planet Boreon, a normal-looking young man stops to talk for a moment as he passes by. He's leaving on the return trip to Earth because he doesn't fit in on Boreon. Then the welcoming committee arrives, a group of giggling young women, maybe former Davy Jones fans, who all have the same facial deformity as Vic's. No longer morose, Vic says, I'll be very happy here. I feel as if I belong. Well, the promise of, Anyway, as he walks off arm in arm with the woman who obviously find him attractive. Now, in Scott Skelton's book on the Night Gallery, they said it was one of the actresses was coming on heavily in real life to the main male character, like the afflicted, and he hoped to get her number, but he never did it. So if the lady that was in the scene is out there, he's still looking for her, allegedly. So you can probably check him through his IMDb. Now, Jewell said the segment can't help but make one recall the Twilight Zone story Eye of the Beholder, which was one of the series' best, and it can't help but pale by comparison. This one feels more like it's going through the motions and trying to make the same points Serling made over 10 years previous regarding how we view people based on appearance and the notion of beauty. Now, the sound cues and music that are used for the denouement is very, very too upbeat. And there should have been the discussion. I mean, did the guy contemplate suicide? Did the father think about maybe giving the kid a needle or just abandoning him? Like we don't talk about, there's a whole bunch of plot points have been left out. But then again, it's sort of like an extended, not say blackout. Now, do you remember, ladies and gentlemen, the Twilight Zone episode with that actor from General Hospital where he had to go to get tested, and he found that he was too intelligent, he had to be knocked off? Now, that was well done. And a lot of people felt that short story in the 85-86 season essentially killed the series. I really don't know, but if you had the same type of mentality here with a better actor, not Dana Andrews, maybe a recognizable actor, maybe who can I think now? Like something like McDonald Carey, like it feels like soap opera actors should be running this episode. For me, for having Dana Andrews, I'm a big fan of Dana Andrews. Best Years of Our Lives. I'm always going to say he's worth at least 2 stars. Just see Dana Andrews in a rare TV appearance really made my day. And let's say 2 stars and a 1/4 star for the attempt at the very interesting makeup, because some people disliked it, but me, it's quite interesting. But just like Dr. Peabody's or Professor Peabody's last lecture, similar special effects. So I mean, it can work in this type of makeup can work in Star Trek or not work as it did in Star Trek. Same here. But like said, the attempted a 3 and got the 2 1/4. That's what happened. So ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here, give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share, and don't forget. We don't have many episodes left to do on Night Gallery. We're near 95% of the commentaries, and our good friend of the channel, John Walco, can tell you it's been an interesting road for fans of Night Gallery, because some episodes got better as we got older, and some ones were, yes, it was that bad. Just like the Star Wars Christmas special. At first they said, well, maybe it never was that bad. You watch it again, it's that bad. Thanks for listening. Bye.